My name is Molly. I'm the director of marketing at EdSurge. You guys have a lot of eyes, like at least 2 per person, and I really don't like public speaking. So when Betsy asked me to do this, she told me that I needed to be funny. And I was like, great, don't put the pressure on or anything. Thanks, Betsy. So I used to teach 1st and 2nd grade, and so my ask of you is when I try to make a joke, that you laugh really loudly. That's good. You could do a little better, right? When I tell a joke, you laugh really loudly. Oh, thank you guys, you're wonderful. So I saw some people raise their hand earlier about what types of content, if they're doing content marketing in their strategy. And I saw only a few hands go up. But raise your hand. Is anybody using content marketing right now? Hands up. Okay, that's a decent amount of people. How many folks, when you're asked if you want to spend lots of time and energy writing content and articles and blog posts, you feel a little bit like this? Anybody? Good. Yeah, I can totally understand that. So there's a very good reason why you might want to consider it, even though it's very time-consuming and very exhausting. 72% of marketers say content marketing increases engagement, and 72% say it increases the number of leads. But based on the reaction in the room, we all know that this can feel really overwhelming and really daunting. When we started EdSurge, the edtech industry was really in its infancy, and since then we've published over 10,000 articles on education technology and the future of learning, and we've worked with over 200 companies to support their marketing goals and create content aligned with their strategy. But based on the reaction in the room, it's a little overwhelming, and so I want to share with you some things that we've learned about developing content, because you might feel like this about developing content, but we happen to feel like this about developing content. Tony tried to be all serious in the last panel, but this is Tony. So if my presentation were longer, I'd talk to you about the 4 things that you need to know about content marketing. I'm happy to talk with you later in the clinics. But because we only have a short amount of time, and the reality is if you're in this room, your target audience is probably reading EdSurge. So I want to talk to you about what we've learned about content that works and see if it maybe could apply to your business as well. So when we talk to a potential customer, we ask them 2 questions. First, we say, does your target audience or your potential customers really understand the topic of what you're working on? If they don't really understand the topic or they don't understand why it's important, then you need to start with definitional content or explainer content that helps them understand the space better. The second is, do your potential customers have a reason to trust you? Creating tons and tons of content doesn't necessarily make a difference. It's trust-building content, connecting your brand with educators who are doing really interesting things, connecting your brand with news sources that can boost that name is really where you need to focus. So we did a couple of studies internally about what types of content were most effective or got the most amount of page views and the most amount of engaged time in our audience. And what we found was for our educator audience, definitional content was one of the most popular types of articles. So definitional content is content that helps explain a particular area, such as personalized learning or coding. The second most popular was, not surprisingly, edtech criticism. And while you as companies are probably saying, we'd never criticize our product, it is, thank you for that laugh. Yes, you win. It is important to have some edtech criticism because we know that your product is not the silver bullet. I'm sorry, it's probably great, but you need to be realistic because if you're not realistic, you're gonna come off as salesy and you're gonna come off as inauthentic. So you really need to consider that. That's closely followed by strategies for administrators and teachers, how do they use your product, and student voice and school models. So you wrote a great piece, and next you want to think about what you're going to title your blog post or article. And this is really important because we all know that we don't click on a page unless the title is interesting. And if you're creating content and no one wants to click on it, you are also wasting your time, which I know you're all very busy, and that is not what you want to do. So I pulled 4 of our most popular sponsored content articles and their titles. So the first is how to build your makerspace, and this is definitional content. The second, how these types of administrators are driving achievement, and the two who don't. This is trust-building content. So this company wanted to create content that helped the market understand how well they understood administrators, so administrators could trust that their product was verified and it was being used. The third, classroom gaming, what it is, what it isn't, what it is, and how to do it right. This is definitional content. And the last one, the standing room only class features music videos, a gaming app, and breathalyzers. This is a mix of both. So this sponsor wanted to showcase how professors were teaching differently and teaching more active strategies. It also so happened that that professor's product, or that company's product, was being used by the professor. So it was both definitional, you can teach differently, and it was trust building because it was connecting their product to a teacher that was doing really great things. The other thing that I want you to notice about all of these titles is that they don't have a product name and they don't feel like an advertisement. So raise your hand if you love clicking on an advertisement. Yeah. Yeah, nobody does, except if they're really cute shoes or something like that. But no, you don't like feeling like you're advertised to. So you shouldn't scream, this is an advertisement in a title. And you also should work to develop high quality content so when they get to your page, they don't feel like you're just selling to them. The other thing about these titles is that they're very actionable. Teachers or educators or professors can really take a next step, theoretically, based on these titles. And the third is that they leave you wanting to know more. So I definitely want to know who those two administrators are. And I want to know why they're using breathalyzers in their classroom. And so it leaves that kind of like, why would I want to click on this? Which, right, clicks mean people are coming to your site, and that is the goal. The other really important thing is what your image is on your content. So what we've found is images that are not optimized for social or are not very good actually get 2 times less clicks than those that are optimized for social and those that are thoughtful. So what we did is we pulled an analysis of all our top content, and we looked at the headline image qualities of that content, and we found, surprisingly, that illustrations and graphics worked best with our audience. That might not work for your audience, but you should test that. You should make sure you're looking at your data to understand what works and why people are clicking, because you don't want to waste your time. That's the biggest thing. Content marketing is time consuming, and if you're wasting your time, it's not serving anybody. So I know this can feel overwhelming, so we just are here to remind you that you don't have to go this alone. There are many different resources that you could use to partner with. This is our reader survey, so it's obviously a little biased. But any of these folks would be really great for you to partner with if you're thinking about what types of content marketing you're going to build, and also who your audience is currently reading. If you do decide to work with us, we'll hop on the phone with you, we'll understand your marketing goals, and here are just a few ways that we have worked with companies. So we've helped companies develop high-quality content, and we'll promote it to our audience. We've organized lead gen campaigns, such as webinars, sponsored Twitter feeds, or quizzes. We've developed high-quality video interview or animations that you can repurpose. And sometimes we create entirely custom solutions based on your needs and your goals. So content marketing shouldn't have to make you miserable. And so if you want to partner with us, we're offering 20% off until May 7th, because when you're happy, we're happy. You don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along. Wait, you're gonna see Betsy dance in a minute. Happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. So we did this for our 200th edition of Instruct, and we made a music video to celebrate, and we had a bunch of educators send in videos. Also, this is what we do every day, and This is how much we love content. So yeah, we'd love to work with you. I'll be in the clinics later if you want to talk about more about marketing or your target audience. It is now the moment you've all been waiting for. It is clinic selection time. So I'm going to introduce Arti Nagaraj, who is going to talk to you about how to select your clinics. And thank you for laughing.